bet you're wondering what all those blocks are for. Donnie, a friend of ours, very close, in fact, we consider him family, helped me get these blocks. There were 40 of them into the car to bring home. My husband would have helped, but he was very sick. In fact, we had to take him to the hospital over the weekend, and so he was still really weak. And I just didn't want him to try to do this type of work being as sick as he was. I talked to my husband over the weekend, letting him know that Donnie and I was going to build a fence using scrap lumber that was in our shed. It wasn't going to be the prettiest thing, but it was going to keep the dogs out of the garden. I had planned on putting a lot of stuff back in that area, and I just didn't want the dogs to run into it and destroy it like they did last year. So my husband said, instead of using wood, why don't you just go get blocks? They're not expensive. And so that's what we did. The whole idea of turning my backyard into a vegetable paradise, as some would call it, or a food forest, is to be able to provide for my family throughout the year. I can't work. I physically can't work because of my back. So this is my way of contributing to the family by producing food to be able to put on the table that we can eat all year long. That is the goal. And I believe that everybody should start planting gardens and to offset their food costs. Fresh vegetables, you know what you put in your soil, you know what kind of chemicals you use, if you use any. I do not, but you do know, and therefore you're not dependent on somebody to give you vegetables and then you don't know what they put to kill the pests. And there's ways of killing bugs that get on your vegetables that doesn't mean or require a harsh chemical that kills the pollinators, because you really need those pollinators. And I have a lot of bees that like to fly around. So I don't want to kill them. I don't want to kill my butterflies or my hummingbirds. I don't want to make them sick. So I do not use chemicals in my raised beds. I use other plants that make them disappear, or I attract certain bugs or birds, butterflies, whatever, that'll eat those bugs. And so that's how I do it. And raised beds, it allows me to control all that real easy. And I just think that it looks nicer. I have found that at 55 years old, raised beds are a lot easier to tend to. My husband wanted the raised bed up in the air a little bit, so that way I wouldn't have to get on my knees or bend over a lot just to get to the vegetables, and I'll be able to maintain them fairly easy. He always thinks of stuff like that. He thinks ahead. I'm 55, I got a bad back, and every time I get up, my body sounds like I had poured a box of Rice Krispies and poured milk in it. The snap, crackle, pop. We always save up to add to our garden every year, and we save up the money throughout the winter months. That way, when spring hits, we have the financial means to build up our garden even more or remediate or whatever it needs to be done. So that's where the money is coming from. It enabled us to do this pretty cheaply. It cost us $121. That's not including the rest of the dirt. We're figuring about another $100 of dirt, maybe 150. And that leaves us a good amount of money left over for whatever else we want to do. And also, we'd already bought the seeds. As you can see, they were in the end of the video, they are producing, and I have a lot more seeds to plant. Just, we were testing out this new item, the little greenhouse type thing with the light in them, and it's working great. This is day 3 of building my garden bed. We have weed barrier that's down into the little brick areas because I'll be growing stuff in this. And then we have weed barrier all on the bottom and up the sides to protect our food and also to keep grass from growing in it. That expensive? I think we spent $121 for everything. We still have to fill it with dirt. So we're going to put topsoil through most of it, and then we're going to mix it with garden soil and I think it's called black cow. And we're going to mix all that in there, and then we can plant our vegetables in here. I think I'm going to do green beans. But the whole reason of doing this is I had told my husband that I wanted to block this off because I was having problems because of this little girl right here and the other one running through my other, last year through this garden that was back here. Some more stuff that I did over the weekend. We had a really bad wind a few days ago, so I have to straighten up the greenhouse and clean it. But I did turn the soil. I did that, and boy, did it stink because of all the compost. It stunk. But I did turn all the soil, and we will add some black cow to this as well to remediate this and get it ready. The winds actually took one of my friends' greenhouse. It's long like this hoop that I have over my raised beds, and it literally shredded it. So I had to clean all this up. We had a lot of winds and things fell over and all that. And plus it's the end of winter and beginning of spring. Well, close enough anyways. And it's just time to clean up. Get the yard ready. these planted out on my front porch. We have lettuce, several different types of lettuce. We have kale. We have sun gold tomatoes this year. Looky, looky. I bought sun gold seeds on Amazon and they were all duds. No matter what I did, I could not get them to start. But if you noticed right here, there they are. All three of them. I only need one, but I have three, so I'll sell one of them. We have red Romania. This is all, I believe, lettuce. Bok choy, which I'm going to plant a lot more than this. But we were just kind of testing the seeds. Then we have celebrity, hybrid tomatoes, Genovese tomato. This one is bok choy, white stem cabbage, green zebra tomato, brandywine, black seaman tomato. We got a lot of stuff. Brick basil, cinnamon basil, Genovese basil, Italian longleaf basil, lemon basil, Thai basil, Italian oregano, cilantro, lemon balm, peppermint, borage, calandria, tarragon, lavender, hyssop, echinacea, chives, catnip, rosemary, chamomile, and purple basil. I'll be planting a lot more chamomile. That's for a definite. The borage. There's several that I'll be planting extra of, like echinacea. But I was trying out this new system, and it's like a wicking system, and it really, really works well. The lid is right here, and it has lights in it. I was just opening this up just to air them out just a little bit, because you don't want them to mildew or create algae. So that's what I'm doing here. And that's just some of the stuff that I'm growing. I'm growing birdhouse, the spoon gourd, the basket gourd, and loofahs, and a bunch of other stuff. This year is going to be my biggest garden yet. And let's just hope that we all do a good job. The lettuce, my husband likes romaine lettuce, so I got the red, so give it a little color. And I got arugula, garden sorrel, sweet mirage, I can't say some of these words, giant parsley, garlic chives, puree green onions. I will be planting a lot more of that. English thyme, some more green onion, and let's see, kale. So like I said, there's going to be a lot more planted, a lot more green beans. I'm going to plant a lot of green beans in that garden bed that we're just now creating with the brick. That is going to be a green bean area. And plus my herbs. My herbs are going all in those holes. That way I can kind of control everything and just have more of an area to grow. My doggies have to have a place to run, so I definitely need to utilize every space that I have. It took 2 days to build that bed, and we still have to put dirt in it. And then I know I didn't film through the whole thing, and I want to apologize, but I didn't have time. I don't have the equipment to hold my camera, and I had to help get everything finished up. I know that I didn't do all the brick laying but on the video, but that's because I was helping move those bricks. And I want you to know that every muscle in my body aches, and my back, of course, but every muscle in my body aches because those things aren't light. And they're filled with dirt. The holes are packed down with dirt, so it's nice and has a lot of rigidity, and also an area for me to plant. Okay, friends. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video and seen a cheaper way to make a bed that's going to actually last a long time versus the pallets. Pellets, I think you can get a couple years out of them, but brick, you can get a lot longer. And of course, we have it all lined with weed barrier to protect the vegetables and everything. So, okay, friends, I will see you on the next video. I hope you enjoy it. Bye.